The ever-reliable Isaiah Yeo in that number 13 jumper. Great defensive starch and great work rate in the Australian back row, with Murray remaining on an edge and Ruben Cotter coming into the starting lineup. Jake Trebojevic back as well, so nothing wrong with the way they line up defensively in the middle. This Australian team, they'll get through a power of work.
Time to run!
And Ben Hunt once again in the number 9 jumper in his 14th test. New Zealand v Australia, they've mucked up the start. Osako's put it over the dead ball line.
Too revved up from the haka.
Well, that's just adrenaline, yeah. It's adrenaline. And puts Australia straight on the attack right away.
So Cherry Evans bangs it over the touchline, and Australia in possession with the benefit of some very handy field position here. Val Holmes back in the lineup. Katoni Staggs taps and gets the game properly underway, and Australia 20 from the New Zealand line. So much emotion and so much passion in this New Zealand team, but what does it matter if you can't keep the Kangaroos out on the opening set of the game, as it turns out. Yeo with Cherry Evans, and already a little overlap. That's a really good tackle by Mulatalo, and the ball's been wrenched out. There is a knock-on by New Zealand.
I don't know about this.
And there's a push and shove on the deck.
One-on-one, but it's a knock-on New Zealand. One-on-one, knock-on.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's go to Billy Slater, who's patrolling the sideline. Always exciting start to these test matches, Billy.
Well, the haka was exciting, and the standoff was even more exciting. I don't think anyone knew what was going on, but just on the conditions, it's a beautiful night for rugby league. Really dry. You see the temperature there, 22 degrees, but it is quite gusty, and it's coming from the northwest, which is behind New Zealand at the moment. You can see with that kick-off by Jermaine Osako, it went dead. The Australians are on the attack again.
All right, thank you, Bill. We'll look forward to hearing from you throughout the evening. Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow in his second test match. Pull down 10 from the line. Flegler underneath, wrapped up around the legs. And Foran starting in jersey number 9 in his 30th test. He'll have to make a lot of tackles tonight. It's a bit different to Clubland. Yeo powering towards the line.
Heads away, Joe!
The ball hits the ground, and Australia made an error at the play of the ball. You heard a call coming to the referee, who didn't see that, but he was tipped off by someone else, and New Zealand have survived.
It was a bobble.
Lost in the ruck, here it is.
First view, I don't know whether he dropped it. Oh, yeah, he drops it.
And in Adam G's defence, he had some New Zealand defenders right in front of him there, obscuring his view. So
some big defenders too.
Yes, it's a clunky sort of start.
Yeah, Andrew, it can be a little bit disconcerting sometimes when your first 2 possessions of the game are attacking the opposition goal line. You don't really get into a rhythm, do you?
Well, it's hard to get in a rhythm, but it's hard to get an overlap because teams now put the fullback defensively into the line and have one marker, so mathematically it's so hard to break them down.
Moses Leota.
This forward pack for the Kiwis, it's intimidating.
Tapane playing on now to Fisher Harris. Nothing wrong with the bench either, Joey.
I watched them closely last week against Samoa. They just weren't in the game, Samoa. Couldn't handle the forwards.
It was a statement performance for New Zealand, wasn't it? And they backed up that same team, so knowing that they meet Australia in the final of this tournament next week hasn't perturbed Michael Maguire from throwing his chips in and trying to notch a win over the Kangaroos. Valentine Holmes back in the lineup and away to Katoni Staggs. Taken by Brown and Fisher Harris. Tedesco playing on to Dylan Edwards. 168 metres in his first test appearance against the Samoans. And Munster thinking about an early kick there, I think, but the defence rushed up and he promoted the ball to Murray, who's able to play it fast, and they head off down a short side, and Munster loves to attack that side of the ground, but they've surrounded him. And he's put down a couple out from the halfway. A kick from Sherry Evans, the oldest Test halfback in Australian Kangaroos history. He might have a few years left in him as well. Now Timokol. Taken by Hunt there, and Flegler involved also. And Nickel Kluster. Good line speed from the Australians. Restricting his advances to his own 40-metre line. Goes to Isaiah Papali'i now. Kiwis up to the halfway after 4 plays. Tapane distributing to Hughes. And now Manu with some early ball and slick footwork and a pass to Hughes, who did well to collect that under pressure. Brown now pops a high one in the direction of Tedesco, and he gets swarmed upon. Good intensity there by New Zealand, Asako and Foran. It's odd seeing Dylan Edwards wear a jumper other than number 1. And now they shift early, and Cotter over on that right-hand edge. He's wrapped up by Mulatalo and Timokol. Tedesco. And Yo with a powerful run. Taken by his opposite, number 13 in Tapane. DCE kicking high and long.
And it's twice in the opening 6 minutes. The Kangaroos have hit their back rowers, one on the left with Cam Murray, the other side on Ruben Cotter, and then double up down short sides. That'll be a set move. Try to negate the rushing defence. Just watch out for that one.
And a shift from the Kiwis now, and Hughes, who was player of the match last week. A try, a couple of try assists for the Melbourne Storm halfback. One of 4 players in the Test match tonight who are experiencing international football on their club home ground. Leota, that's a good run, and Ben Hunt bounced out the back of the contact. It's a fuss-free opening 7 minutes after a sloppy start. The Kiwis in the arm wrestle. Oh, rush there, Hughes, by his halves partner for Melbourne, and he's forced a mistake out of him.
Yeah, good hustle out of marker there from Cameron Munster. Hughes had no time to kick, and he sprays it out over the sideline. Advantage Australia again. Look at that, just working hard.
Oh, those two would know every step the opposite one's going to make tonight. They've played so much football together. Munster and Hughes. A touch for Flegler, who plays on now to Yo. Four in the defender. Australia down inside the 20 now. Out to Munster. Murray straightens. And, stopped by Leota around the legs. Now Hughes is complaining that he saw a knock on there. None of the officials picked it up. Cherry Evans away for Tedesco. He rolls it in. Here comes Val. Here comes Holmes with a great put down. What a kick by Tedesco. Weighted to perfection.
I've said this a number of times over the years, but some fellas are just try scorers and they know how to get it done. When this kick went in, he was really long odds to get there first. But look at the way he not only gets to it, but grabs it and gets it down before the dead ball line. That's a real try scorer right there. Billy?
Well, the last time the Kangaroos were down this end of the field, it was Ronaldo Mulatalo that came up on the end of the line that caused the error to Katoni Staggs. Well, now they put that in the memory bank, the Kangaroos. Next time they went down, just a nice little kick from James Tedesco and the speed of Val Holmes. It didn't look like he was going to get there first, but his speed, he made him get there first. Well, just the Kangaroos, they score first.
Sorry, Billy, just to back up what Gus has just said there, it's his 20th Test try and his 20th Test, Andrew.
Really? Freakish. He was no chance there. He was absolutely no chance. And then just just finds a way. Had plenty to do when he got the ball. Got the ball in his hands and got it down quickly.
Well, he's not running past the slouts. That's Ronaldo Mulatalo. He's got to get past him, and then he's got to have the calmness to grab a ball that's rolling away from him, which is not easy to do. The ball's rolling away from him, to get a good grip on it and then get it down before the dead ball line. It's just freakish, but he does this a lot. He does freakish things in try-scoring situations. And I guess that's why he's playing for Australia.
Handy kick too from Teddy. Part of his game you don't really see too much, his kicking game.
He's scored multiple hat-tricks in Origin games as well, Valentine Holmes, a real point-scoring whiz. Can he add the cream? Oh, what a good kick that is. Over the black dot, 6-0.
Just wait for the clock.
So back into the Australian team after serving a little penance and onto the wing, and Val Holmes gets the first try. 6-0. Back comes Trebojevic now. Just so many players in this Australian team that possess that bit of class. Tedesco, he's not a noted kicker. That was brilliantly weighted, and Gus has spoken about Val Holmes' try-scoring strike rate and his ability to score the impossible try. Oh, he's in trouble, DC. Got it away nicely. And Holmes on the back of half a gap there. Leota with an important tackle. Yoda Flegler. Not the intended target. Pass from Fisher Harris into the hands of Dylan Brown. And now the skipper goes himself and goes at full bore. 63 minutes in his first game as New Zealand captain for Fisher Harris, 151 metres. Manu, ball in one hand. Incredible control. He's got defenders hanging off of him, carrying the ball in one hand and is able to maintain possession through the hands from one side to the other now. Timoko bumped away from Staggs, but there was no escaping the next line of defence. Cotter came steaming in. Last play, Papali'i eventually got it to Dylan Brown. The kick's too long.
Middle.
It was a great set, but really poor end. Can't get those wrong in these big games.
Let go. Wait.
Edwards confronted by his club teammate. And now the hammer. He looks slick in that Australian jersey, doesn't he? What a breakout campaign for Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow.
He was off again, then top of the screen, Val Holmes.
Oh, 6 more.
He anticipated the kick then.
3 tackles gone and the tackle count re-triggered. There is a bit of pressure building on New Zealand now. Munster into the line. Of the possession, 61% in favour of the green and gold. Tedesco first receiver, accelerating, wrapped up around the legs by Nikora. And Jerome Hughes over there also. Hunt back for Jake Trebojevic. Wanting a quick play of the ball. Tapane's there at marker. Hunt plays right. Munster and Cherry Evans, dummies. Nearly sneaks through, 4 in there. And Fisher Harris there. One more play to absorb. Hunt with a kick. It was well, the kick was too heavy, but the defence, the chase really helped the kick. And he's been trapped in the in goal.
Yeah, but it's a brilliant end of the set of 6. Lovely fifth tackle option. You compare that to what the Kiwis did at the other end of the field. So often in these internationals, the difference between Australia and Queensland is the fact that these Australian players have been so hardened through our Origin series over the years.
Make sure
Playing
they
that
hold
elite
line.
level of rugby league. The Kiwis just don't get to do it as often as these players do. It ends up in plays like that.
Oh, the ball's fallen straight back to Staggs. That was good hustle from Mulatalo. He outleapt Valentine Holmes, but the ball was parried back into the grasp of Staggs, and more ball for Australia. There must be some burning lungs in this Kiwi defence now. Jake Trebojevic playing it. Hunt across the... Oh, Flegler hit hard. That's a brilliant shot. They needed that, and they forced an error out of the rookie Australian front rower.
And James Fisher-Harris went back after he hit him and patted him on the head and patted him on the back. Stood over the top of him. Gives him a really solid whack here. And he'll go back now and just let him know all about it.
Oh, you reckon his captaincy caper suits Fisher-Harris? He is tearing him. What a leader. And now Nicola. For Charles Nicol-Klooster in his 3rd test for New Zealand as the starting fullback. He's played 6 others in the centres. A high ball examination for Edwards. He doesn't drop too many.
Well, I think the message from Michael Maguire, the Kiwis coach, should be challenging his halves to get a better kicking game on. Users put one out on the full. Dylan Brown put one in dead. They've improved that side of their game, the halves, for the Kiwis.
Since those early couple of blips, we haven't had much stoppage in play, have we? This phase has gone for quite some time. Munster from inside 40. It's a good whack. It's going to tumble towards the in goal. Oh, it's going to go dead.
Well, into that breeze. If Billy's listening, is that breeze eased off at all?
Yeah, it's sort of swirling around a little bit. It is definitely coming from the northwest, which is behind New Zealand predominantly. But the other thing, this ground is really firm. It's like a concrete surface. There's a heavy layer of grass on top, but it is really firm, so it does run on.
Big day of Trans-Tasman sport. The Ferns with victory over the Jillaroos earlier, 12-6. Gripping game of football, so it's 1 each for Australia and New Zealand as far as the women's tournament goes. And Australia's playing New Zealand in the cricket at the World Cup tonight too, Andrew. They were glued to that before you came to work.
I think it's 400 of them, isn't it? Wasn't it?
390 something, yeah. You were watching it. 6 more. Oh, 6 more after 4 plays. And Tarpanay, there's a robust charge. He was enormous in the opening stanza against Samoa last week. And this is New Zealand's first genuine try-scoring chance. Leota, 7 from the line. Forward, Fisher-Harris, the skipper. Oh, the line wasn't there. He thought it was a bit closer than it actually was. A metre out. Tarpanay holds it up.
Great footwork, late footwork for a big man, Tarpanay.
Jerome Hughes kicks. Oh, he might have been pulled off the ball there. It won't matter because Nikora scores the try for New Zealand.
Well, this is great play from the halfback. Jerome Hughes. When he gets the ball, he's got that block shape on the outside. And off that, you have 3 or 4 options. But the difference here, he's watching the defence and he reacts to the defence. Looks up, sees the space in behind, fullback in the defensive line, and just rolls it in behind. This will look great here. Looks up and then kicks it, finds space. Beautiful kick. Billy,
Well, with fullbacks playing in the defensive line defensively on their try line so often, this play is always on. And as you say, Jerome Hughes went to the line thinking play outside with a pass, but with the space in behind, Nikuda, him charging onto the footy. This could be a day for the Kiwis. We had a Kiwi win the Cox plate.
Oh, yes.
James McDonald.
Hey, Billy, you've obviously watched Tedesco a lot during Origin. Is there a side he gets defensively? Does he get around the ruck, or is there a preferred side where he gets in the defence line?
Yeah, not really. You'll see most fullbacks actually plug into the line on the short side. You see Tedesco was on the open on that occasion. He was on the right-hand side of the play the ball, but it's just the presence of mind of these really smart halves and ball players that can just pick it when the opportunity presents itself. It mightn't be a set structure and a set plan, but when the opportunity's there, you've got to be brave enough to pull the trigger.
Wait for the clock, James. Time you run.
So Britain Nikora scores the try. The conversion allowing New Zealand to draw back level with Australia, 6 points each. Fisher Harris.
Get room. Wait.
You can take a little credit for that try. He forced that mistake out of the Australians with big physical defence.
Oh, he's been enormous. Running the ball and tackling the ball. He's been terrific, Fisher Harris.
Oh, look at this for Tarpon. Well, they absorb some pressure and they're throwing some punches back in return here, New Zealand. Papali'i with it. There's the skipper. He doesn't say a lot, just does he? He's an example man, James Fisher Harris.
I'll tell you a story about him.
I love your stories. Edwards with the mark on his own 10. Scurries back past the 20. And now Cam Murray explodes through the line. He scored 6 tries in his last 5 tests, Cameron Murray. And we spoke a little bit actually about this a couple of weeks back. He's aiming to join Ron Coote as the only other forward to have scored a try in 6 consecutive tests for Australia. I'm sure Cam wouldn't know that, but that'd be a great slice of history. To draw level with a great Ron Coote in anything. Ben Hunt into dummy half, kicks up high and wide, and Edwards knocked it back. Here's the hammer. Here's the hammer! What a ball! What a try! An opportunistic try by Australia, but a magic pass by Hamiso, and Lindsay Collins has scored.
It's brilliant work by the hammer. I think the bunker will be having a look at the challenge. A few of the Kiwis pointing back, feeling as though there's been a knock on, but wonderful, wonderful athleticism here from Hamiso. Just watch this. Brilliant step, reach, basketball pass over the top. That's just brilliant.
So many options, kicking options for Australia. That time Ben Hunt and a dummy half puts the ball up. Lindsay Collins. What about try scorers? This will be a try.
All right.
Hamiso. So well. Look at that for a ball. Is that Lindsay Collins' first touch?
It'll be close enough to it.
Yeah.
He's got a happy knack of finding himself in the right spot at the right time, Lindsay Collins. Isn't that right, Coach Slater?
Well, he's just got a great work ethic, Lindsay Collins. And Gus, you spoke about not worrying about what number's on your back. Lindsay Collins doesn't care. He only just got on the field alongside Pat Carrigan, and he just pushes up. You see him chasing the football there, the big guy in the middle. And then when Hamiso gets the ball, well, anything can happen. So you've just got to support him. And Lindsay finds himself a try-scoring kangaroo. But he's just got a great work ethic, Lindsay. He's got great habits in his game, and he puts himself in positions that most players don't.
And Holmes sneaks it through for 12-6. He's a working man's footballer, isn't he, Lindsay Collins?
Stay on, time you run.
What another one with a huge campaign. Phenomenal for Queensland throughout Origin. Man of the match in Origin too. Boom! That was heavy impact.
Wait.
And now Ben Hunt.
Stand down, score.
Just wondering when Michael Maguire pulls the trigger and gets a Sofa Solomona out there. And where he plays him, in the middle or down an edge.
There he's there. Billy.
Well, Big Nelson's standing right in front of me, so I'd like him to get on the field so we can get a clearer view of the game.
Has he got a replacement card in his hand, or is he just watching the footy?
No, he's looking for one. He's picking things up and he's making his intentions felt. He's putting the sticky stuff on his hands.
Be careful
He won't be long before he's out there.
Be careful he doesn't pick you up.
I'm steering clear.
He's a weapon off the bench, isn't he? To have a player of his impact. Here's Ronaldo, try-scoring double last week, and an offload, linking up with Manu. And Manu now finds himself in a little bit of open space.
Geez, a player.
He's forward, out of second receiver. Onto Brown dummies, ducks inside of the tackle of Cotter, but Carrigan's on the ground now, along with Lindsay Collins. Only two middle forwards on the bench from Al Meninga's team, with Harry Grant and Nico Hines. The other two, oh no, really?
I think his last drop ball is in 2016. So we won't see that again for a while. No pressure. Just had a little think about what he was going to do next and then grab the ball.
Oh, look, Fisher Harris is into him. Fisher Harris has got blood pouring out of his face, screaming at Dylan Edwards.
Not if he's already held. And just watch this blocking, yeah?
Oh,
Scrum in the middle, B guys.
He's playing in the wrong era.
if you've suffered a suspected concussion, you don't go punching yourself in the head.
Don't forget to ask me to tell that story about him.
Go on.
I haven't got time now.
Well, going on the field for James Fisher-Harris, Leo Thompson. The start of the year, they played in the Maori All-Stars game. And Leo Thompson, apparently, just him and Fisher-Harris trained together. When he came back to Clubland, Leo Thompson was a different player, a different person. Being around great players and watching the way they prepare and train, there was a big shift in Leo Thompson.
New Zealand cash in off that rare Edwards error.
Stand now! Wait, Lindsay.
Here is the aforementioned Leo Thompson of the Newcastle Knights. Stop by Yo. Forward for Brown, for Hughes. Murray front on. Rock solid. Played back to Nikora. Foreign across the line. Brown joining in, fires one out wide. They left the wing open for Mulatalo. They all scurried over there and cover the Australian side. Cotter bringing him down in the end. Picked up by Papali'i, away to Brown. And now Foreign. He's playing a little bit like an extra half at the moment. And Tapane, so hard to stop. Tackle 5. Leo's got the ball. Hughes kicks towards the in goal. Eldridge is back there, and that was a brave return to get back into the field of play. Oh, big rushing defence from New Zealand here. That's 3 massive tackles, and Australia not quite at their 10 yet. Harry Grant's out there. Look at this! Cherry Evans with a kick out wide. It just clipped the hand, I think, of Valentine Holmes. He's kicked it from inside his own 10.
Oh, it's great play. That is great play. I can remember Parramatta used to do this in the 90s under Brian Smith. You jam your defence up and you get ready to whack them, and then all of a sudden they'd kick for their winger, and they'd get you a few times. That was a brave play.
Zach Bailey pursuing the injuries for us tonight. Zach, an update?
Yeah, Tomo, James Fisher-Harris's head knock has been deemed Category 3. That means it's been instigated by the Kiwis trainer. He's currently in the dressing rooms undergoing assessment, and the way he looked, hopefully he'll be back for the Kiwis in about 15 minutes.
Well, I hope punching his own head doesn't add to the diagnosis. Thank you, Zach. More ball for New Zealand here.
They're playing in the wrong era. Could you imagine turning up in the 80s and James Fisher-Harris and
It's not fast.
Kevin Tamati were in the front row? Kids out there, go and Google Kevin Tamati.
Oh, march 10 metres.
Kieran, if you're going to
Voicing their disapproval, and Adam G, he's the man in charge.
Go.
So more ball for New Zealand. 12-6. Australia 2 tries to 1 here. Brown. No vacant space in the middle of the Aussie defence. A metre out. Ball played now to Foreign. Thompson. Cotter and Yo. A couple of grand defenders combining there. Hughes across the line, chance Nickel Kluster. Asako! He's dived for the line and dived over it.
He dived too far.
He went too far, he nearly dived into the grandstand.
He double pumped, he went to put it down.
Coming into 4. Joey.
Yes.
I've got a grounding, we've got a no try based on the sideline.
He actually got through them.
Defensive decision in the lead up.
I didn't think he was going to get to the line, but then he got through them easily, and he was airborne when he got to the try line. I think he's ended up over the sideline before he's put it down.
Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow makes a defensive decision when playing on to this point.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to bundle him into touch, but he somehow gets underneath them, over the top of them, get it down,
His
get
foot
it
stays
down,
in.
get it down.
Then the ball is grounded on the touching goal line. We have a decision.
That was
Well, he got closer than I thought he did.
There was a lead-up play there from Jerome Hughes. I'd love to have a look at that from the play the ball. Just watch the way Jerome Hughes hides the ball from the defensive line and what it does to the defence.
He grounded a touching goal. Did you not watch it? Wait!
That's what a few thousand angry New Zealand fans sounds like. Holmes now from a restart.
Stand square! Wait!
Bottom.
It looked like he'd gone significantly over the touchline here, but he actually did quite well to get as close as he did there, Jermaine Asako, in the end.
Now, Isaiah.
22 points by himself against Samoa. 3 tries, 8 tackle breaks, 213 metres. Carrigan now. Harry Grant, so dangerous off the bench, linking with his Melbourne teammate Munster now. And then another Melbourne player, Big Nelson, on the ground and holding Munster on the ground now. Eventually played it back, one-handed scoop and run. Oh, and Harry's outsmarted Big Nelson. He's got 6 more. Ugly looking pass. It lands safely in the arms of Lindsay Collins. Papali'i, the tackler. Back to the right, left-hand side there where Munster's waiting. And Murray, try-saving tackle there by Hughes, but for how much longer? And Lindsay's got a double! He's come off the bench and scored 2 tries in the first half.
Oh, but what about the masterful dummy half play here from Harry Grant? The pressure of the situation, the speed of play, but watch how he slows himself down to get the selective pass. Beautiful work here from Munster. Doesn't rush the pass there, Cameron Murray. Now watch Harry Grant. He gets out and he slows down and gets the selective pass to Lindsay Collins. That is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. In the heat of battle, to slow down like that and just be so selective with your pass, that's pure class. That's worthy of a halfback. Andrew?
I'm just sitting back and enjoying it. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this pass. That is as good as it gets. He gets there late, gets the dummy half, then looks up, and then to see the gap, but then to put the ball on the spot. And the pass was perfect. Once again, Lindsay.
I guarantee you, 8 out of 10 dummy halves stuff that up. The quick play of the ball, the line just in front of you, a chance of a try.
8 out of 10. There's about 4 in history, I think, could nail them.
Just brilliant.
My old coach, Warren Ryan, the rap he's got on Harry Grant is extraordinary.
Another piece of Grant brilliance and another try for the try-scoring machine, Lindsay Collins.
What's his secret?
Don't go there. Have they got any cheaper the last little while?
Brennan, move! Right side here! Wait!
Smashed over on toast and charge a fortune.
Help! Police! Griffin, hold!
Munster. That's Griffin Neem, 16, making the tackle. Grant again. Oh, look at this. He's too good. He drew the penalty at the 6 again call with Nelson before, then threw the pass for the try. Now he's won a penalty again.
He's a handful.
Let's go! Isaiah, Pat!
You can't miss him in those boots.
On his foot, hold! Leo, Griffin, square!
Well, this is dangerous now for New Zealand. Lindsay Collins, rampaging. Stopped by Nikora. Grant now off down a left-hand short side. Tedesco bounced off one, gets to Griffin Neem. Wrapped up ball and all. 12 from New Zealand's line. Another delightful ball by Grant. Finds Yo, now Carrigan. Leo Thompson, the tackler. Nelson there to help. Pretty much in front of the post. Grant again. And Cotter underneath from Cherry Evans' pass. 5 and last now. Munster goes to his half-back, chips up out wide. Here comes Val Holmes. No, just a fraction too long off the rebound.
Go on, 20.
It was a smart play. Switched the ball from Munster to Cherry Evans, and then they kicked it to isolate the winger to get Val Holmes one-on-one. You got another try.
Oh, surging defence now.
There's just a real difference between the two teams in possession. Australia just looks so relaxed and organised. And New Zealand, well, they don't. It all looks a bit frantic for them. And that's, I guess, combination and experience.
Manu in close, doing some of the donkey work himself now. Big Nelson runs towards his teammate Harry Grant. 9 tackle busts against Samoa in the previous test. Hughes now back in against the big fellas, couldn't find any space. Manu steps up to do the 5th tackle, kicking, and Edwards high above them. And again, a disappointing end of the set by New Zealand.
If you're going to put it up, you've got to put it up high enough to get down there and compete. There doesn't seem to be no plan.
Don't you think, Andrew? Australia just look more comfortable and more organised, don't
As you said, the experience. Cherry Evans and Munster have played that much footy together. Ben Hunt, Harry Grant with those key players. Just makes such a difference.
Skipper getting ready maybe to come back before the break. Pick a time for your story.
Not yet.
You never know when it's story time. Munster. How long does the story go for? Taken by Asako.
I love the Jaguars before half-time, the Kiwis.
Well, they've got to be careful not to concede one too.
Start. They're not happy at the referee, are they? They've had a crack at him 2 plays in a row now. Here's Brown accelerating into a little bit of space and goes up over the halfway. Tackle number 5. Foreign, back for Hughes. Spiralling, dipping kick. Oh, the bounce couldn't have been any kinder for the Australian captain. Tedesco hustles back. Nicola and Asako with the defence. Down to Zach Bailey.
Tomo, a huge boost. He's in the tackle there. James Fisher-Harris cleared to return from his head knock. You'll notice he's in jersey 23, not jersey 8. Jersey 8 is too bloodied, I'm told.
Well, if you were going to pick an alternate number, you'd pick 23. That's probably where the similarities between James Fisher-Harris and Michael Jordan end, I would have thought.
Markers! No blockers! Wait, go. Not late!
Cherry Evans. Kicks high to Ronaldo Mulitalo. Runs back to his own 30. 3 players from Cronulla represented in this test match this evening. 2 from New Zealand. And of course, Nico Hines wearing the green and gold for the first time. Interesting to see where he slots in after half time. Here's Leo Thompson. Good bullocking effort from him. Nelson passing out the back. And Hughes and Manu with a slick ball and a fake kick by Asako, who weaves his way up to be confronted by Tedesco. More brilliant skill. That pass from Manu. They're entitled to maybe get a 6 again there in the opinion of New Zealand. The kick by Hughes comes down right where it needs to, and a great leap and put down by Ronaldo Mulitalo. Well, that is a real bonus right before the break.
A beautifully placed kick too. these halfbacks, they know who to target with the high kick, the shorter players in the opposition line. He'll land this right on Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans is there, and he will be out-leapt by Mulatalo. Mulatalo is the left winger, but he knows where Jerome Hughes is going to put this. They're not going to kick all the way across field. They'll kick to the smallest player in the Australian side. Mulatalo over the top of Cherry Evans, reaches out and gets it down. That's a vital one right on the stroke of half-time.
What a leap by Mulatalo. He had the running at the ball and plucked it out of the sky, and he loved it. Great control, great put down, and great strike for the visitors right before the siren. He wanted to try a game for the Sharks in 2023, Ronaldo, and that's his third try in his second test here in the Pacific Championships. 12 points looked like an imposing margin at halftime for the Kiwis, so that was dearly needed.
Oh, it's a good grab. That's a real good grab on the stroke of half-time. It'll make them feel a lot better when they go in to talk to the coach. It'll make him a lot better when he talks to them.
He is a supreme athlete, Ronaldo Mulatalo. And a vital try for New Zealand. Right on half-time. A 6-point margin at the break. Australia look like we're getting on top, and potentially we're on track to open up a dominant lead there on a couple of occasions in the first half. So to be within 6 at the break is a good effort.
Yeah, they'll feel a lot more comfortable with that. It's been a good half of football. I thought Australia were clearly the better side, but only 6 points at the break. This half-time break is extremely important, and I realised my own mortality at the time.
A bit like he was glaring at the Australians after the haka.
And I think with every ounce of his body, he wanted to give it to me. But he turned on his heels and walked out, and I thought he'd never talk to me again. Now he captains New Zealand. So it all turned out okay.
Jeez, I'm glad he didn't put one on your chin. There's only one winner there. Here's Papali'i now. Good front-on shot by Cotter. With that damaging inside run that he likes. So New Zealand negotiate their first set after half-time. Tedesco. Taken by Thompson on the Australian 20-metre line. Here's Holmes. Stopped by 4 and Edwards. Handled harshly by 3 New Zealand forwards. Nikora and Thompson, the chief defenders there. Harry Grant for Patrick Carrigan. And Fisher Harris, front on tackle. Tedesco up into the line for a run on play number 4. And it's Cherry Evans waiting on the right-hand side of the ruck. Bouncing kindly for Ronaldo Mulatalo. But the chase led by Lindsay Collins.
In the back play, Cameron Munster preparing, pretending to get knocked over by a Kiwi player there right in front of the referee. I think the referee laughed at him, told him to get up.
Now Manu, can he crack this game open for New Zealand? She's dangerous. Promotes the ball out to this right-hand edge where Nikora is waiting. Or for it. Didn't quite have the pace to slip through the gap, and Grant got him around the ankles. And now Jerome Hughes bombs towards Edward's side of the ground. He looks up and sees Kiwi jumpers stacked in a line right in front of him. Pulled down on the 30. Oh, the hammer. Oh, the hammer. Driven back. And here's the true try hero, Lindsay Collins. Now, you know his grandfather, Gus Lionel Williamson.
Yep.
Never scored 3 tries in a test match, and he was a winger.
He was a good winger too. Played for Australia. Played for the Newtown Blue Bags back in the old days.
Not too many props with the score. Hat-tricks in test matches. For the first time, the NRL is heading to Vegas. Join us as Australia's most exciting sport is unleashed on the sports and entertainment capital. Rugby League, live from Las Vegas. Tickets on sale now. NRL.com/Vegas.
Here's a chance for the Kiwis. A try just on the stroke of half-time gets them within 6. Now a penalty just inside their own half will put them right on the attack here, and it would be wonderful to jag another one just after the break.
Collins got in the grill of Nelson before he could get any momentum up there. He's only able to pitch a handful of metres that time. And good read by Cherry Evans. Rushing in on Dylan Brown.
Yeah, they made that too easy to read. Cherry Evans just picked them off easily. Not enough deception there at all.
Tedesco up in the main line. Now he drops off and rushes back to fullback. Foreign floating ball for Brown. He goes to Jerome Hughes, and now Nikora back on that inside line once again. Pops a pass for Foreign. Now Fisher Harris. Now Leo Thompson tries to crash through a hole. That's positive stuff by New Zealand. They get to play 5. Foreign down a short side. Brown tries to kick. It's off the boot of Cherry Evans, and it's deflected back to Cotter.
And again, Cherry Evans hustling in defence. Getting a little restless.
I don't know what happened here.
Nelson.
Nelson. I'd run away, Lindsay. The ball goes on the ground. Reuben Cotter gets it. And James Fisher-Harris, he comes in. It's quite aggressive, but if you lay on the ground like that, you're fair game. There's a bit of work over the top. I think there'll be a penalty. I think we just play the ball, get on with it.
And that is exactly what Adam G has ruled.
Adam G has improved in leaps and bounds as a referee. This is so refreshing.
He refereed the grand final.
He did.
It was a 10 out of 10.
His grand final was outstanding. It's just lovely to see some fresh blood in these big games.
I'll tell you how popular he is amongst the footy fans. There's actually a sign in the crowd saying Adam G, Rugby League's #1 ref. I've never seen a sign for a ref before until tonight.
Bill Harrigan used to have some, but he used to take them.
He used to design them himself.
He handed them out at the gate.
Hey, Billy, you'll be watching.
Billy would have loved those giant-sized heads that they have at the grounds these days, you know.
Well, I hope referees start developing in the mould of Andrew G.
Adam, not Andrew.
Adam.
Not Andrew G.
Andrew G was the front row. He's just fallen off the lounge, Andrew G.
I'd love to be refereed by Andrew G.
Yeah, just punch on.
Yeah, do your best. Go on.
Oh, Ronaldo crowded there by Grant. Might have got away with that one, Harry. Here's Nelson. Andrew, are they coming into the game here in New Zealand? Do you feel they're sticking with them?
I think they've been in the game the whole time. Just there's a few errors in key areas, and I think the kicking game from Australia is dominated. But
Oh, Edwards.
I think they're right in this game, the Kiwis. Right in.
Certainly appear as if their level of confidence is lifting the further this game goes, notwithstanding the fact they're behind by 6 on the board. Holmes, how good is that? And he offloads.
Big tackle. Who is that?
Timoko on Katoni Staggs in support, but that's how dangerous Valentine Holmes is with all his dazzling speed. And gets to Cam Murray, really fast play the ball. Speaking of speed, here's the hammer. They've used 5 tackles. Munster, he'll whack it up across the ground. It dips as it arrives close enough to the post, and Mulatalo can't escape the clutches of Ruben Cotter.
That was a great set of 6. Started with a good run from Dylan Edwards out of the backfield. He caught it on his own try line.
Oh, really driving intense defence now. Oh, another shot. Dimikoff crawls out past the 10. Good play the ball. Now Wasako. Here's New Brown on the park. And a break for Kieran Foran as Thompson carries it forward. And Hughes has to kick from just over his 20. He's given that a heck of a whack, hasn't he?
Plenty of that.
Carrigan wrapped up over the top by Brown. Good tackle. Dylan Brown on Daly Cherry Evans.
Yeah, he returned the favour there.
Grant! Oh, they just got him. Nelson by the collar. And now Carrigan, they've got some numbers out left here, and the hammer with all the pace. That's just brilliant. Edwards with a try. The hammer left them standing on the spot.
Well, this is absolute class. You got to remember, Hamiso is up against Joseph Manu, who won the Golden Boot last year. Without doubt, probably the best centre in the game. Watch the move and watch the reaction of Joseph Manu here. He gets the ball, Hamiso, and moves on the pass. Catches the ball and moves at the same time. And moves that quick. He gets about 2 metres away from Joseph Manu.
If you watch the previous set of 6, Andrew, he had the opportunity to do that earlier, out near halfway, and he cut back to the inside of Manu. And I'm sure Manu had that in the back of his mind. And Hamiso really got him this time. As you say, moving as the ball got to him, brilliant footwork. Billy?
Well, he's a player that just floats across the surface, and usually we see him gliding down the sideline, but this time he just crabs sideways and just gains the advantage by going 90 degrees across the field to create the overlap. And Dylan Edwards, he's the beneficiary, but Hamiso, he just moves so well. He just floats across the turf, creates the 2-on-1. He's got great soft hands. What a move.
And a nice moment for the Panther. Dylan Edwards gets his first test try. Beautiful work by Hamiso.
That's a good word, Billy. Float. That looks so effortless.
That low angle, you could see Hamiso looking at the ball coming, but out the corner of his left eye, he would have been seeing where Manu was. That was really special. Special.
And it's a great kick again.
Just might hold up a bit here, thinks. Stay on!
Special moment for Dylan Edwards. And special play by Hamiso Tabuai Fido. They say about the great sports people that it looks effortless. Doesn't matter what sport you're speaking about. Or you just see the footwork of the hammer there, and it's as if he's barely trying, but
He's doing it against
he's
the best
good.
players.
Yeah.
He's doing it against superstars. Remember in Adelaide, Origin 1?
Yeah.
Late in the game? I don't want to remember, but that was incredible on Monday. He's got the knock here, Tedesco.
Oh.
As he comes in, it's as he spins, Joey.
Well, Nico's on his feet, getting ready
As
to
he
come on.
spins.
The plan might change here with respect to where he plays if Tedesco has to come off. He's a shark now, Nico, but fondly remembered for his time at Melbourne. Oh, that's a pressure around the neck there.
It can't be Nelson. Nelson comes in to tackle. Who?
Oh,
Nelson comes
actually,
in with the
he
shoulder.
blindsides him.
Yeah, move on, Joey. Tom off. Yeah, okay, let's get on with it. Yep, all right, let's go.
So interesting to see when Nico Hines is going to slot in here. Tedesco okay for the moment, but no doubt under observation after copping probably the biggest shoulder in the game in Nelson Asava Solomona. Away to Yo, now Carrigan. And Fisher Harris and Nelson in there. Imperative the Kiwis turn the Kangaroos away here. The gap's back out to 12, and any more would be nearly insurmountable. Munster right at the advantage line. Terry Evans for Tony Staggs. He's done a good job, Timoko, on Staggs. He's given him no room to move.
Last week against Samoa, he was... Ooh.
And Manu jamming him.
Well, Manu was going to make sure the ball didn't get to Hammer again. Came in and cut them off very quickly.
Mulatalo under pressure, great catch.
Take.
Zach, enjoying the football this evening, the Melbourne crowd.
They certainly are. 20,584 is the official attendance here at Amy Park. Of course, a doubleheader. First, the Kiwi Ferns beating the Gillaroos, and right now the Kangaroos 24 lead the Kiwis 12.
And might just get a comment from Billy. Where do you see Nico slotting in there, Billy?
Well, he jumped on his feet when James Tedesco went down with that head injury, but he seems to be okay. So not too sure where Mel Meninga's thinking of playing Nico Hines. He did mention earlier before the game that he did bring his shoulder pad, so he might end up in the middle of the field somewhere.
The hand comes down, knocks it out.
Isaiah Yo, he hasn't had a rest, has he? He may go on at lock forward, Nico. You're going to challenge this one?
Tucker 4, Joey. On-field decision, knocked out as a strip from Australia. Okay, you asked to challenge.
Lindsay Collins. I think Lindsay Collins. No.
He's just stone cold lost
Oh, he's
that.
just lost it.
There's no stripping action from the Australian team. Just looking to see where the ball then goes. The ball is then knocked on by the Kiwis. The challenge by Australia is successful.
There should be zero tackle.
Yeah. Isaiah? Yeah, we'll have a play. Where's Isaiah, yo? Oh, okay, we're going to scrum.
Yes, Billy.
We'll go scrum.
Adam G's looking for Isaiah Yo. Isaiah Yo's just come from the field, and Nico Hines have gone on, so it does look like Nico's playing in the middle of the field as a forward.
He's about to pack into the scrum. A couple of Warriors next to each other, Isaiah Yeo and the great Trevor Gilmeister.
There's a proud mama.
No greater honour than representing the country. A very popular selection, Nico Hines. And he gets the ball from one of his best mates in Harry Grant. On to Carrigan. Tedesco and Staggs. Oh, big impact. Mulatalo. Front on shirt fronts him.
Yeah, Mulatalo's done that a few times because he knows Staggs doesn't pass the ball. So he's not really worried about leaving his wingman. He can go in on Staggs with a lot of confidence and just take the collision.
So here's Hines playing at lock now. Away to Munster, running across the ground. Fended off his teammate at Melbourne, Jerome Hughes, his halves partner in fact. And his progress is stopped by Moo Brown and helped by James Fisher-Harris. Last tackle. Hines against the grain, and they're happy to give them the ball back on their own line.
Now, it's a good place to hand it over. I'm interested to see how Nico goes in this role. Cherry Evans is still there. Munster's still there. Harry Grant's still there. Billy.
Yeah, just on Nico's role in the middle. I think with the football, he'll find it with ease. He'll just play like another ball player. Munster can play like that second receiver / fullback. It's without the football that'll be the challenge. He's got to defend in the middle of the field now, and this Kiwi side, they've come with a really big pack, so this is what'll challenge him.
Well, there's some targets there now, isn't there? Nico and Harry Grant, and I'll find them.
Tapane back on the park. Cotter and Hines there in defence. Fisher-Harris distributing to Hughes.
His outside men let him down there, Jerome Hughes. There was space. And we're back, too far back.
Here's Brown and a pass to Papali'i. He couldn't slice through. Staggs with a tackle around the legs. Brown scoops it up. And on for Fisher. Oh, he's dropped the ball.
It's nowhere near as clinical as when the Australians move the ball.
Shot clock on.
It really looks clunky.
Daly.
It's just time spent playing together, I guess.
With middles like Fisher-Harris on the field, Tarpany, Maz, do you want them passing like that out the back?
Not really.
Just wind up. You boys charge and we'll play off that. You got a forward pack on front rowers, middle forwards like that. You don't want them playing out the back. You want them just charging.
It's a big Saturday night of sport here on the wide world of sports, and Nine has you covered wall-to-wall sport tonight. Now, Australia versus New Zealand in the World Cup cricket. Now, Andrew's been watching this intently. Have you got a score update?
Yeah, the Aussies got 388. The tail wagged, and the Kiwis are 2 for 138.
Right.
After around 20 overs. There's a good chase on.
There is a chase on, indeed. All the action from the Cricket World Cup here on 9 and 9 and of course on 9 now. Andrew John's first-class cricketer.
Greg Matthews loved his mention the other week.
Did he?
Yeah.
I played with Greg Matthews.
You played with him?
Yeah, I played a game with him.
Jeez, I'd love to be in that dressing room. Hines, hammer, Edwards, Tedesco chasing. He gets it back brilliantly, Teddy, and he's not held.
Once again, the short side raids. Get them on those short sides again.
DCE away to Staggs. They're backpedaling, and they do enough to pull him up on tackle 5.
Yeah, and he never looked like passing. Good football by Australia. Lovely work down that left-hand short side.
was beautiful short side play. There's a real art to playing short sides, and that was perfect.
He plays a lot of them at Cronulla too, Nico, doesn't
Just
he?
dropped that ball there.
Oh.
Ball plant loss. Big ball plants.
They've made some boo-boos the last 3 or 4 sets. There's been penalties given
Shot
away.
lock on.
Joseph Manu dropped the ball. The time there, the skipper, he drops the ball.
Well, as you would well know, Andrew, a test match football, you can't afford to. You've got to get that out of your game. Those little errors, you've got to get them out of your game.
You cannot give an opposition, especially a team like Australia,
Middle, James.
cheap field position coming from set starts, but they're fresh.
10
They've had a
seconds.
45-second rest here.
And a lot of it's because they're trying too hard. They're actually a little frantic in what they're doing, where Australia look far more in control of their emotions. They're just able to execute their football a lot easier. When New Zealand are, you feel like they're desperate to do something with it.
Here's Collins. He's had a long stint off the bench, and a most fruitful one as well. Terry Evans props and then goes to Cotter. Oh, there's been a head clash here. That's Tarpanay.
Tackle 3. Tackle 3, Ruben.
Yeah. Oh, it's been opened up as well.
Stays. Just leave the ball there.
Oh, my goodness.
That is a tough man. Oh! You can hear the crowd.
They say you won't get knocked out by the one you see coming. It's the one you don't see coming that gets you.
Someone got a towel for James.
Jamie Goddard told me that.
3.
I was going to ask Andrew, we spoke about Fisher Harris's and the Leotas, the Tarpanays, and the formidable name, Nelson, of course, the formidable nature of this New Zealand pack. In your time playing Test football, who was the most ferocious New Zealand forward you would have played against, do you think?
Put me on the spot there. Let's have a think. Remember Hytro Cassini?
Yeah.
He used to come off the back fence. And then Paliacina, you remember?
Yeah.
What's his first name, man? Was it Efeka? Efeka? Paliacina?
You played against the Canberra with the Canberra front rowers.
Oh, Quinton
Ponga.
Ponga, the late great Quinton Ponga. He's the scariest man I've ever played against.
Really?
Oh, he was frightening. Absolutely frightening. He was so scary. Johnny Lomax. Adam G.
There they are. He's got his own fan club. There's T-shirts as well.
Yeah, sign me up. Where can I get a membership?
We might send Zach Bailey over there to try and see if we can acquire Gus an Adam G fan club T-shirt. We might even get it signed by the man himself.
Well, I'm not sure who this break benefits.
When it's potential HIA, I can't.
Can't imagine it's good for New Zealand, for Australia to get a bit of oxygen in the lungs. They're very deep to the left here. They're all in little groups, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Here we go.
And Munster takes the footy himself. Now they've got numbers down this left-hand short side again. They go away from it. They find Carrigan. He links up with Lindsay Collins. Now no prop has scored a hat-trick for Australia in a test match. Lindsay, you've got 18.5 minutes, although you mightn't be out there for all that long. Last tackle, oh, Tedesco got belted. And Asako scoops up the loose ball.
Yeah, good read there from Jermaine Asako. They need something good to happen for them here in New Zealand. Someone's got to stand up and do something. An offload, a little mini break, a quick play the ball, something. Win a penalty.
tackle on play from Tapane finds Leota. Secured by Munster.
Good pressure. That pressure made him kick high, so they can't get a deeper kick. All these little things add up during the course of the game.
Now Holmes.
Another head clash.
Papali'i down in back play. Cherry Evans up against Tapane. Grant away for Carrigan. And they were looking to shift to the left there. He'll play it pretty much in centre field. One-handed pick up by Harry Grant, and then Collins just threw himself towards Papali'i. Mulatalo safe under the high ball once again, but the task is ahead of New Zealand. They have to make up a 2-try margin here. Oh, is that a knee? Oh no, I hope it's not a knee.
He's done this before. I think he's got one of those kneecaps that come out and he'll get it back in and then he'll just be right again. I've seen him do this before.
Oh, what's
If
happening?
you've got tackle,
Forward
you've got
pass.
2 blockers and you take your advantage.
There was a player
You've got
coming.
2 blockers that come in next to the ruck
Yeah.
and you take your advantage.
There was a player coming back on side, which blocked a marker.
No, you can.
And then with the offload, he gets the ball. I think it was Tarpon.
Change of possession.
I'd imagine 2 points to put them beyond 2 converted tries.
2.
We'll take a break.
So Holmes has been exceptional with the boot tonight, and this one just to the right-hand side of the post, and this would make it a gap of beyond 2 converted tries.
He's become an extraordinary goal kicker. Just looks all so natural for him.
Can the skipper rally his troops here? 14 points the difference. Of course, it's game 1 in a 2-game series, if you like. The final of the Pacific Championships at New Zealand hosting Australia next week. So a little bit to be... Oh, there.
Jakey.
Well, what happened here?
Jerry Evans went to trap it, and Jake's back on the field. And I think Jake he's got the lead boots on. He couldn't pick his legs up. And the ball goes up. And Jake goes, oh no.
Well, he was waiting for his skipper to catch it.
Well, everyone in history would give their halfback a spray, but Jake's the nicest man on earth.
New Zealand win the ball back. That's New Brown.
All right, they need a try.
Tapane in heavy traffic on, or still going. He's nearly impossible to put on the ground, this bloke.
He's a strong boy.
Oh. Jake, no 3 metres out, Leota will play it here. Brown's waiting at dummy half. Goes behind Fisher Harris, finds Hughes, Nickel Krustar and Manu. Manu via the hammer. They're going to put him. Oh, he lost the ball. They would have put him over the sideline anyway.
Comes off Dylan.
Comes off Dylan.
Hey?
We've got a problem here. Someone's got a cramp, I think.
It's a knock on off Dylan.
Munster.
Knock on off
Munster,
Dylan.
who's been in isolation all week. So maybe he hasn't run as much this week as he normally would in preparation, but he's trying to stretch out the cramp.
So I can only assume that Manu was able to offload that in traffic and touched Edward. There you go.
Pretty harsh call.
How's that off?
I must have missed a meeting. Years ago, that was just a lost ball.
Shot clock off. Wait.
They don't invite you anymore.
Oh, there.
I don't think I ever got invited.
Here's Brown.
Just turn up.
Crashed the party. Who invited you? Well, the crowd are into it. They want a New Zealand try and they want some sort of finish here. New Brown, Dylan Brown, Nelson out. What great tackle. Cherry Evans. He's 3 times as big as him. Floored him. Now Tapane, one-handed ball. Fisher Harris. Away to Brown. Not much doing here.
No, they can't seem to get the ball past 1 or 2 passes.
Now Manu tries and in and away with a hammer.
Again, 2 passes. That's all it was.
White cling wrap. The Seagulls are in the house. Hughes sticks it up. Nelson's trying to get through to put a catch on it. It's been lost here. It's an offside.
Yeah, well, here's their chance.
Another one.
Well, the halves have got to get together. I'm going to see Jerome Hughes pass the ball to Dylan Brown.
Let's go, darling.
They've just been splitting right and left.
Their 2 tries so far tonight have both come from kicks. They haven't manufactured a line break.
Fisher Harris tries to bash his way there.
Wow.
Half a metre. Now Brown, Burrows might have scored his first try for his country. He has. New Brown.
Well, we should be buying Fisher Harris a beer for that one. Fisher Harris fired out of a cannon. Harry Grant stands his ground. Gets a quick play, the ball. New Brown just gets over from dummy half, but the captain, he led the way. Have a look at this for a charge. Oh. And then gets up, gets a quick play of the ball, and New Brown gets out of dummy half. Fisher Harris about that charge.
He's a good story, this guy, New Brown. He's been right around a whole bunch of NRL clubs and he's almost cracked it as a regular. In fact, he played a pretty important role for Newcastle towards the back part of the 2023 season. Gets a call up to play for the Kiwis and scores a try. A great reward for perseverance and a try that on the scoreboard at least has brought them back into the game.
And it's something Billy Slater spoke about, some targets in the middle. They got Fisher Harris one-on-one with Harry Grant, and then New Brown went underneath Nico Hines.
Pacific Championship footy continues tomorrow live from Port Moresby. The Comals take on Fiji Bati in a clash defined by passion, culture and many bone-rattling collisions. Don't miss all the action. Kick-off tomorrow from 3:30 right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Back to 8 points.
So rude, that soft penalty they gave away a few minutes ago. Kiwis.
All right, Troy.
got an unwelcome visitor, in case you're wondering. Billy.
Yeah, that gentleman didn't have an interchange card. He's getting escorted out. Cameron Munster, he's come off the field. And Isaiah Yeo, he's gone on the field. So I'd imagine Nico Hines will go back to his preferred halves.
Thank you, Billy. They should make the unwanted visitor run at the New Zealand forwards. That would be a sufficient deterrent.
Or room him with Cameron Munster for a week. That'd be even a worse punishment.
Easily Ada. So Munster on ice for the final of the Pacific Championships next week. 15 from the halfway. Here goes James Fisher-Harris. He's played big minutes. He got through last week 63 minutes, which is a big stint for him. A starting prop and up past the 40-minute mark again here tonight. Played to Lou Brown and a high ball by Hughes. Edwards races in. They allow Marnie to take the catch. He can offload in traffic. And the referee called hell just before he was able to squeeze one out the back.
7.5 minutes to go. That penalty goal.
Is he holding the hamstring there, top of screen? Hamiso? Hopefully it's just cramp.
He was stretching them out, actually. He and Munster both suffered cramp at the same time only a few minutes ago. There's Flegler.
Well, that penalty goal would be annoying now to New Zealand, wouldn't it? Yeah. Such a soft penalty. Just keeps Australia out of reach.
Here's Nico. Goes on an adventure, and it ends in the tackle of his Sharks teammate, Britton Nuclear, Daly Cherry Evans. And now Ronaldo. So you'll see the final with New Zealand back home in Hamilton against the Kangaroos next week. Here's Nelson with a heck of a run.
Even there defensively, Hamiso, the movement, where he moved on the pass and got to the outside of Joseph Manu.
Tapane! Oh, he needed someone there.
Chance, let it go.
Schenk.
Yeah. Gee, that was a big chance for Tapane. Ball free in the middle of the ground. Here's Tedesco running back. New Zealand back home. Gus, how big an advantage is that? And given there's only a week to try and rectify a few areas of deficiency here this evening.
Well, their record on Australian soil is poor. You'd have to think it'd be some advantage to them, crowd-wise, support-wise, but Australia's a pretty experienced side. I don't think it matters to them where they play. And Australia, rested a few players today for this game, knowing full well they've got a final next week. These Australian players, because they've cut their teeth on Origin, are well-versed at playing the same team a couple of weeks in a row, where it's kind of new for these New Zealand players. Well, they don't get the experience of it as much. I still think all advantage is with Australia. New Zealand have just, I think, played the wrong brand of football for them. At the end of the day, there's not going to be much in it, but they've scored 2 tries from kicks and 1 from dummy half. They haven't really created much during the game.
Hughes short to Nika. That was a good catch under enormous pressure, and he might have copped a knock here. He felt all of that, Britton Nikora. Chip over the top by Hughes. Edwards waiting.
Been very polished from Australia. They've just done enough. They've looked to be in control for most of the contest.
Now Jake Trebojevic. Flegler. Knocked over on play 5. Another high, deepish kick by DCE that no one really wanted a bar of, and it's still there. Holmes has got it. Chance for Staggs, or if he wants to kick ahead, he kicks back towards the middle. It bounces over everyone. The Hammers, they're waiting. It's tapped over the back.
Why pass when you can kick?
Shot clock on.
Katoni. Seen Tedesco kick early in the game, now Katoni Staggs. That was a ripper of a kick.
Bounced over everyone.
That's why we play with an elliptical ball. It can do anything.
Boink.
Doink.
Boing. So he's going to continue this unbeaten record as Australian captain, James Tedesco. 8 from 8. Oh, big shot. Well, he bounced off Flegler.
Jeez, they've been into Flegler tonight, haven't they? He hasn't taken a backward step either. He loves it, Flegler. What a player.
Hines, nice pass. Good tackle as well. Murray denied a try in a 6th consecutive test, but there's a try for Ben Hunt. That'll seal it.
Yeah, good little second effort here from Ben Hunt. He saw one gap, it closed, and he's able to spin. He's a very strong young man, Ben Hunt. Very strong. Pound for pound, I reckon one of the strongest in the competition. Just watch the second effort here as he cannons into the defence, and then he's able to twist and turn and go again. In, bang. Now he's able to twist over the top and get the ball down behind him. Head down, bang, in he goes. Twist, twist. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, he's got the sausage dog body, short legs, long back, strong backside, hard to stop close to the line.
So Ben Hunt in his 14th test. Great record, as you can see there. He's going to extend that to 12 from 14. But every one of those test matches he's played has either been as the starting hooker or off the bench. And at rep level, 9's become his position, but never had a chance to wear the number 7 in an Australian team.
Well, he's had some good ones in front of him.
It's just peculiar, isn't it? Because he's a number 7 every week in the NRL, but when it comes to rep time, he's never really in the equation.
I think at rep footy, at this level, he's a dummy half. And what a player.
Val to make it a perfect 6 from 6. 32-18 has been most convincing for Australia now. Time to pump up for this. The Australian Open returns to Nine's Wide World of Sports in 2024. Don't miss the world's best tennis players descending on Melbourne for one of the great sporting events, not just in Australia, but right around the world. Catch all the heart-stopping action live from Sunday, January 14 on Nine's Wide World of Sports, and all the action just across the road, literally, just across the road from this game.
Time you run!
At Amy Park tonight.
Well, usually in these games, you know, where you play the same team a couple of times quickly, the team that loses learns the most. That's the challenge for New Zealand. What do they learn from this test match that they can take home to Hamilton next weekend to reverse the result? They get disappointed so often in these big games. The challenge is what they can learn from this for the result to be different next week. I mean, things that Australia's too experienced not to learn something themselves.
Well, there's the man who's got to answer those questions, Michael Maguire. He's been in charge of New Zealand for quite a few years now, with a really good success rate, actually. Prior to tonight, they'd won 7 of their last 8 test matches.
I'd like to know how many times tonight, for the Kiwis especially, that the halves played together. They passed to each other.
Oh, Murray! Into the clear. Murray versus Nicol Clusto. He's going to do it.
He knows too.
A try in 6 straight tests for Cameron Murray, and he's joined Ron Coote.
He knew he wasn't going to pass in. And then the tongue came out. There it is. He's copying. There's a beautiful ball here from Nico Hines. What a player, Cam Murray. Normally plays in the middle.
Well, it's a nice moment for both. Nico Hines, lovely pass.
He wasn't going to pass. When you get that front on camera, here it is. You watch the tongue come out, he knows. He's not passing.
Well, that's in the footsteps of greatness. The great Ron Coote, who no doubt will be sitting home watching this, but that is in the footsteps of greatness. A try in 6 consecutive test matches. Ron Coote scored a try in every World Cup game in 1968. And they must have continued that on against New Zealand in 69, I'm told. Ron Coote, one of the greatest of all time. Should be an immortal. Hopefully is announced as an immortal sometime in the near future. Both Rabbitohs.
And you would not meet a nicer guy than Ron Coote.
No.
Absolute gentleman.
His chat with Brad Fittler on grand final night was sensational. He's a real character. I hope he's enjoying the footy.
Well, suddenly the margin's 18 or 20 points.
Yeah.
What's he got to say about it?
7 for 7. No, can't quite bring it back. But Australia reigns supreme in Melbourne. And they're going to take some stopping in the final next week. 36-18 full time.